I've actually been working in fashion since I was 7 years old. I got inspired by my grandmother. My mum taught me how to sew, and my uncle taught me how to draw. And when I left high school, I then went to fashion school, studied for 6 years.
Giving up fashion business in the UK in 2015, TamaraJoseph decided to come to Vietnam to live and work. She became a lecturer in fashion design in Hanoi. Since then, Hanoi has become an infinite inspiration in her designs.
For 2.5 years, I kind of had this thing inside me like something's missing, and I just felt like I missed home, but actually I missed creating my own garments. And so I'd now been given an opportunity to take what I see in Hanoi, what my experience has been, and put it back into my clothing. And actually it was really joyful to do. I really missed it, and I didn't realize how much I missed it. And so once these are all finished, once I have finished all the photo shoot, these will be in sale mid-August.
Greetings from Vietnam on VTC NetViet. In the first short video clip, we have just mentioned about Tamara, a talented fashion designer from England and her collection. So to understand more about her collection and also the inspiration that she got in today's program, we have a conversation with this fashion designer. So thank you for joining us. The first question, can you share with us about the experience that you have in the fashion industry?
It was really hard to get a job in the industry, so I just worked in some retail shops. And then in 2005, I became a teacher, and I decided that I wanted to teach fashion and to help other people success, because I realized the struggle in fashion. And I realized that when a lot of people go to fashion school, they have this dream, and the dream kind of gets burst when they leave, that they think they're going to be successful and famous, and it's not so. There's so much competition in fashion. So I decided that this is what I wanted to do, to guide students in the right way. So even when they've left fashion school, they can go and work in industry and not necessarily become as successful as they want to be.
3 years working here in Vietnam, what can you say about the fashion trend in this country?
When I moved to Vietnam 3 years ago, the fashion trend actually really surprised me. In the UK, we get a different perspective of what the fashion could be like. They show you like old-fashioned videos. So I just didn't think that there was any trend here at all. And when I came here to teach fashion, I thought this is going to be a struggle. But actually, the students here, the fashion here, everything is a lot higher than I expected. They have a lot of influence from Europe, from America, from all these different countries, from Japan, and the merge of that together kind of makes Vietnam have its own kind of fashion. The way I see the men dress is very close to European men. The way they put the garments together, the garments are always quite slim fitted, whereas in England we have about 3 or 4 different type of man and how they dress. When I see the Vietnam man, they take pride in how they dress a lot of the time. If they have a special occasion, they're always in a shirt, they're always smart. In England, men tend to want to wear jeans and sneakers all the time. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the fashion here.
The clothes in this collection look quite amazing. So can you share more with us about those clothes, and especially about the choice of garment for this collection?
So being a plus-size person myself, I realized that there are all different shapes of women. And even though I work in industry and I know the best way to sell your clothes is on a model, actually my concept is for every woman. And I had a photo shoot last week, and I decided to choose different ages, different sizes, different ethnicities to portray that. I have the collection for whether you're tall, whether you're small, whether you're big, whether you're thin, whether you're curvy, you know, it is made for everybody. And I really love menswear, and I always have done menswear when I've made my clothing. So I brought in the menswear, and the two models I had, again, was from different looks. I had a younger, trendier guy, and then I had an older, distinguished man, so that it shows that it's not just for a certain age group.
Although working with Tamara for a short time for this collection, Vivian has got a good affection and admiration for the designer and her collection.
I love her energy and her passion for her clothing and her care for her models. She makes sure that we're all okay, that we all feel comfortable in the clothing. So I really love her personality as a designer. So these clothes are very comfortable, and I feel like this is a collection that can go from the runway to a dinner or to a date night. It's like a very versatile collection. It's really comfortable, and I feel like she made it for all different types of women. Like, I have curves, so I feel like this outfit really fits my body type. So I really love these color patterns together. Probably my favorite color is black, so I wear a lot of black clothing, but I like that there's a hint of color here. There's some pattern here that really separate the pieces, and it makes me seem more elongated. I'm not really tall, but it makes me look really tall. So I really like the colors and the different styles.
Joining Tamara in this collection is designer Richard, also a colleague of Tamara in Vietnam. He has worked with her on such activities.
I met Tamara nearly 2 years ago now, when we used to work together. We taught together at the same school. And since then, we've gone on to become very good friends. So she's talked to me quite a lot about this work and this collection, and the work she's doing now. On this particular work and this collection, we've spent a lot of time together. I was with her when she went to the markets to choose the fabrics. So yeah, I've kind of known quite a lot about this work actually.
I chose the fabrics. I mean, I had an idea of what kind of fabrics I wanted, and if you look at the main road, you will see the white stripe in the middle, and sometimes you will see the yellow stripe as well. So I wanted something that represented that, and as soon as I went to the markets, I found the fabric within about 15 minutes of looking. My collection was based on something that was quite flowy. I went to both Dong Suong Market and Cho Hom Market to look for the fabrics. And in fact, near Cho Hom, there is a street where they sell all the suit fabric. So I went there first and was just feeling and finding out the price before I found what I wanted. In England, we have Savile Row. It's where all the tailors are based, all the shops are based. So of course we have some very high quality fabric that is made especially for these tailors and very expensive. In Vietnam, you can get a similar fabric for a lot less price, but it's not the same kind of quality. And I think I wouldn't say it's difficult for me to choose the fabric. I mean, a lot of the time I have the concept in my head and the fabric helps me. when I see the fabric, I don't always know. Even when I lived in England, I didn't always know what fabric I wanted. But I do know that as soon as I see it, then it's clear to me that this is what I should be using.
As for your collection, can you share with us about the inspiration for the collection, also the main color and the concept for your collection?
Okay. So usually I ride my own motorbike while I'm in Vietnam. So when I see things, it's not in the same way as a passenger. And it's only when I become a passenger I realize you don't know the direction the driver is going through it, and everything is whizzing past you fast. So the main concept of the collection is taken from the roads in Vietnam and how hectic, how chaotic the roads are. You know, there's a time where you can drive really fast, there's a time where you drive slow, things are whizzing past you, you get flashes of color. And so the black and white is from the main surface of the road, and the yellow is almost the flashes of color from, you know, the shops or the stripes on the road or people's lights. So it was just how I seen the traffic in Vietnam.
Talking specifically about your collection this time, is it for the fashion show or is it wearable in the daily life?
So as a teacher in ICA, my students put on a fashion show, and I only have 4 students, so I realized that the fashion show wasn't going to be very long. 5 days before the fashion show, I decided that I could make a collection to actually make the time longer in the fashion show. I already had the concept in my head, and going to look for the fabrics in the market in Hanoi gave me more inspiration. It was a little bit difficult because the fabrics I had in mind wasn't the fabrics I found, but actually they were very close. Once I'd seen the fabrics, my concept changed slightly, and it was easier for me to then select the garments.
In the future, do you have any intention to bring some more images about Hanoi in particular and Vietnam in general into your fashion collection?
Yeah, definitely. After I finish this collection, I'm already thinking of the second collection. So I want to bring out an autumn-winter collection around about December time. ICA has another fashion show then, so it's a great opportunity to launch it then and to try and sell it to the Vietnamese market. So not just based on Westerners, but looking at what Vietnamese women and Vietnamese men wear. I want to create it around there so it's made for a little bit bigger in the society.
Thank you for joining our interview, and we wish all the best to your future collection.
Thank you very much.
And that's all we have for this episode of Sang Vietnam today. For comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at sangvietnam@netvietTV.net. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.